Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Firstly, headlines. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to the custodian of the two holy mosques on the occasion of him being pledged allegiance as King of Saudi Arabia are conveyed by His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. Works of the Second International Conference for Fisheries Wealth, Aquaculture and Environment in the Indian Ocean starts in Muscat. The annual conference on production and leadership strategy in public and private sectors discusses topics on work performance. And the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth signs an agreement to finance a fish market in the Wilayat of Ibri. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, conveyed greetings to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on the occasion of him being pledged allegiance as King of Saudi Arabia. This came when the custodian of the two holy mosques received His Highness in Al Yamama Palace in Riyadh. During the meeting, His Highness conveyed greetings and best wishes of His Majesty the Sultan to the custodian of the two holy mosques and to the Saudi people for the progress and prosperity. On his turn, the custodian of the two holy mosques expresses his utmost thanks and appreciation for His Majesty the Sultan's sincere feelings and best wishes, wishing His Majesty good health and happiness and the Omani people for the progress and welfare. During the meeting, they reviewed the strong brotherly relations between the two countries and means of enhancing them in various spheres to serve the interest of the two brotherly countries and peoples. The meeting also discussed the situation at the regional and international arenas, as well as exchanging viewpoints on a number of issues of common concern. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Futaisi, Minister of Transport and Communications. It was also attended from the Saudi side by His Royal Highness Prince Mugrin bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Deputy Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Abdulaziz, Governor of Riyadh Region, His Royal Highness Prince Mut'ab bin Abdullah bin Abdulaziz, Minister of the National Guard, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Abdullah bin Abdulaziz, Deputy Foreign Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, Minister of Defense, Chairman of the Royal Court and Special Advisor to the custodian of the two holy mosques, His Excellency Dr. Mus'ad bin Mohammed bin Al-Alban, Minister of State and Member of the Council of Ministers, and His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim bin Abdulaziz Al-Asaf, Minister of Finance. His Royal Highness Prince Mugrin bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Deputy Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, hosted a luncheon in honor of His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, on the occasion of visiting Riyadh. It was attended by a number of Saudi officials and the delegation accompanying His Highness Sayyid Fahad. His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, left Riyadh after a short visit to Saudi Arabia. His Highness was seen off by His Royal Highness Prince Mugrin bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Deputy Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and a number of Saudi officials. His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, arrived in Riyadh today. His Highness was received at the airbase in Riyadh by His Royal Highness Prince Mughrin bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Deputy Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Abdulaziz, Governor of Riyadh Region, His Excellency Khalid bin Saleh Al Abad, Deputy Head of Royal Protocols in Riyadh Airbase, Commander Designate Air Vice Marshal Khalid bin Fahad Al Rawdan. His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, left the Sultan this morning for Saudi Arabia. During the visit, His Highness is accompanied by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Futaisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, and His Excellency Sayyid Dr. Ahmed bin Hilal bin Saud Al Busaidi, Sultan's Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness was seen off by a number of the Excellencies, the Ministers and the Charge d'Affaires of the Embassy of Saudi Arabia. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent cable of greetings to His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jabir Al Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait, on the occasion of the National Day of the State of Kuwait. His Majesty the Sultan received a cable of thanks from His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's National Day. Works of the Second International Conference for Fisheries Wealth, Aquaculture and Environment in the Indian Ocean commenced at Sultan Qaboos University. More details in the following report, read by Huda Al-Jahwariya.
After the first conference held in Muscat in 2001, the International Conference for Fisheries Wealth, Aquaculture and Environment in the Indian Ocean, in its second edition, came to evaluate what has been achieved during the last 14 years in this field. His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Planning, presided over the opening activities. More than 200 participants from 24 countries are presenting their global contributions in surveying science, human and environment.
I think it's important that scientists from different countries in the Indian Ocean come together, because the fish and the fisheries of all our countries are linked. They do not obey political boundaries, and they influence one another. So we need to know what is happening in the different countries in order to make wise management decisions, because it influences everybody.
Around 100 scientific researchers related to managing marine resources, biotechnology, aquaculture and innovation also are being discussed. All of these researchers would be published in the Agricultural and Marine Sciences magazine issued in Sultan Qaboos University after approval by the conference committee.
One conclusion is that artisanal fisheries, small-scale fisheries, are much better for maintaining the sustainability of the fishery. And I'm very glad that Oman has phased out, eliminated trawl fishing in Oman, because this mode of fishing is very bad for the environment, and the artisanal fisheries can actually supply Oman with fish of good quality. So it is a very good thing that has happened in Oman.
On the sidelines of the conference, an exhibition displaying scientific posters is held, consisting of 35 posters that showcase many scientific experiences and academic researchers meant to exchange knowledge and to boost cooperation and partnership among the Indian Ocean countries.
The annual conference on production and leadership strategy in public and private sectors was held in Muscat. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service. It witnessed a participation from a number of public and private sectors employees. The conference discussed topics related to the non-existence of clear standards for production in some government sector institutions, in addition to reasons of low work performance, as well as ways where the employees can achieve more by exerting a less effort possible. Some discussions indicated that the private sector employees' production rates are high due to clear standards, incentive and other motivating factors. The 34th meeting of Africa and Middle East Regional Committee, ARMEC, of the International Organization of Securities Commissions, IOSCO, started in Muscat. It came with the participation of more than 25 securities commissions from Africa and the Middle East. The two-day meeting includes a session to discuss key regulatory issues facing securities commissions and to exchange ideas and expertise among the member countries. The meeting discussed country emerging risk issues, efficiency of regulation of securities markets in striking a balance between the interests of various markets participants through provisions of actual protection for investors' rights in addition to other technical matters. IOSCO was established in 1983 to set the standards for securities regulation. It comprises a number of committees, including the ARMEC. His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Azijali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, in a statement to the Sultan of Oman Radio and Television, said that they expect the continuation of good performance of Omani banks during the current year, despite the status of global oil markets. He pointed out that the volume of liquidity in banks reached 17 billion Omani riyals. Under the auspices of His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Azijali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, CBO, the CBO celebrated receiving the ISO 9001 certification for currency management. The certificate is delivered by the Regional Manager Bureau of Veritas, a global leader in testing, inspection and certification approved by UK Standardization Agency. The CBO has now become the first Gulf central bank to get ISO 9001. His Excellency Hamoud bin Sangur Azijali, Executive President of the Central Bank of Oman, CBO, in a statement to Oman Radio and Television, said that receiving the ISO 9001 certification for currency management was an evidence that the procedures taken by the currency department in the bank are in line with the world's best standards and proficiencies. Still to come in our news bulletin, a cultural evening is held in Nizwa Fort as a continuation of activities in the Wilaya of Nizwa, the capital of Islamic culture, for 2015. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Embassy of the United Kingdom in Muscat expressed its apology for the way the two Omani students were briefly kept in custody and prevented from entering the United Kingdom upon their arrival in Stansted Airport in London recently. In this regard, the embassy said that it has communicated with the British Home Office to stand by the facts of what had happened and to acknowledge if there are any other procedures to be taken in the future, confirming that Omani citizens are welcomed in the United Kingdom under the distinguished relations binding the two friendly countries. From its side, the Sultan's embassy in the United Kingdom said that it had requested the British authorities to unveil the real facts of the incident, expressing its resentment of what had happened to the Omani students. The third conference on quality management and enhancement in higher education inaugurated its activities in Muscat with wide participation from international experts in the field of higher education quality. The conference included a number of sessions and workshops in enhancing and assuring the quality of higher education, in addition to involve the bodies concerned for the quality enhancement in the field. Excavations in archaeological sites topped the discussions of the International Conference of Sites and Ecological Parks, which was held in the Wilayat of Salalah. The conference also discussed tourism development in Qalhat site, in addition to review international experiences in protecting and managing these sites. It also included work papers in archaeological parks in the Sultanate and the world. The Shura Council Office discussed the query to contain Waqf and Zakah in the Sultanate, forwarded by His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed Al-Salmi, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs. It also discussed the letter forwarded by the Chairman of Board of Directors of the Lawyers Association on the topic to study the lawyer draft law. It was presided over by His Excellency Hilal bin Khalid Al-Maawali, Chairman of the Council. Celebrating Radio World Day, which falls on 13th of February every year, Omani National Committee for Education, Culture and Sciences held a national seminar in Sultan Qaboos University. The seminar, which witnessed a participation from a number of radio personnel and academics, discussed the future of the radio in the technical era. It was presided over by His Excellency Ali bin Khalfan Al-Jabri, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Information. The seminar included 3 discussions sessions in the future of radio broadcasting in the Sultanate. On behalf of His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed bin Sulaiman Al-Aufi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Fisheries and Wealth, received His Excellency Dr. Shawqi Abdul Majid Al-Asai, Minister of Social Development in the State of Palestine. During the meeting, they discussed aspects of joint cooperation between the State of Palestine in agriculture, fisheries and animal wealth, and benefiting from the Sultan's experiment in family projects, as well as small and medium-sized enterprises in the field of agriculture and fisheries. His Excellency Dr. Shawqi Abdul Majid, Minister of Social Development in the State of Palestine, and his accompanied delegation visited Sultan Armed Forces SAF Museum today. During his tour in various facilities of the museum, the guest viewed a side of the historic stages of the Omani civilization and its roles in different fields. The guest also viewed the historic manuscripts and models, as well as the Omani architecture in the Beit al-Falaj Castle. He was also briefed on the progress enjoyed by SAF during the prosperous reign of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. Royal Army of Oman held a ceremony to mark the graduation of new recruits who joined military service recently. It included an inspection of the front row of the graduation column, a show with a group of military skills and arts accompanied by weapons movements and music. It also comprised a presentation of prizes and certificates for the excelled ones from the graduates in various fields. It was presided over by Major General Mathar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of Royal Army of Oman. Within the training and qualifying plans for the affiliates, Royal Army of Oman with U.S. forces implemented a practical demonstration for tactical exercises Wadi an-Nar, represented in the Infantry Brigade 11 and with the support of Istitla Oman Battalion. During the exercise, the joint forces applied various activities using different light and medium weapons, which reflect the distinguished efficiency and capabilities of the participants. It was presided over by Major General Mathar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of Royal Army of Oman, in Rabkut Fields in the Governorate of Dhofar. The Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth signed an agreement with the Petroleum Development of Oman PDO on funding establishing a fish market in the Wilayat of Ibri in the Governorate of Lahira. The design of the market will accommodate with Omani environment and its weather condition and will be built on a total area of 3,000 square meters. This project would provide employment opportunities for national manpower in the fields of transport and trade of fish and other sectors related to fish marketing. A cultural evening was held in Nizwa Fort as a continuation of activities and events in the Wilayat of Nizwa, the capital of Islamic culture for 2015. During the evening, the building of a commemorative model financed by Bank Nizwa was revealed. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Hamad bin Hilal Al-Ma'mari, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Heritage and Culture for Cultural Affairs. It was accompanied by a number of traditional art shows. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to the custodian of the two holy mosques on the occasion of him being pledged allegiance as King of Saudi Arabia are conveyed by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. Works of the Second International Conference for Fisheries Wealth, Aquaculture and Environment in the Indian Ocean starts in Muscat. The annual conference on production and leadership strategy in public and private sectors discusses topics on works performance. And the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth signs an agreement to finance a fish market in the Wilayat of Ibri. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Thanks for watching. Good night.